Yo, what is up, 24/7 Buff Pandemonium? It's your boy Swank. It is Tuesday. It is 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for the K-Gun Report, Season 6, Episode 22. Wow. I'm going to be hanging with you guys here until 9:30 tonight. I'm hoping to get the Reed boys in around 9 o'clock. We'll do the over-unders for Scott and Jerry again, but I think they're going to be here this week. I got faith. We're going to run over and recap what you guys thought of the very first preseason game against the New Jersey Giants. We're going to talk about Hard Knocks, which episode 2 airs tonight. We're also going to talk about, let me see here. We're going to preview the Bears, see what you guys want to see from somebody you didn't see something from. James Cook. I got to rattle the Reeds if they can get in here on time. I really hope so. Let's hit this intro and get right into it.
Hey Bills Mafia, this is Don Beebe of the Buffalo Bills, and you're listening to the one and only K-Gun Report. Oh, and you all know, go Buffalo.
Ooh, I'll tell you what, man. That intro that Jerry put together there gets me real fired up right around the time Don Beebe starts talking. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be hosting a sweet show with all you fine folk out there, and Don Beebe would have a soundbite in our intro. Awesome stuff. Yo, it's the K-Gun. I'm so glad to be here with you guys. Just cracked my first Ruby Red right here, and I got another half on deck. Maybe I'll wait till the reads come. We'll see. Over-unders, guys. Scott, Jerry. Last week, my boy Scott in the first round, he let me down. But he came in and pulled through with the second bet. Jerry, we all won on Jerry. So I'm going right here, right now. Let's see. Scott said practice went late last week. And he didn't get out until like quarter after or quarter of. So we'll give him a little wiggle room. I say 850.5 is Scott's over and under. Let me know in the comments. Jerry's, I'm still hitting it, man. If you get the no-show and he doesn't show, I'll send you something, man. I'll send you something. But we'll go right at 9 for Jerry boy. 9.5. 9:30. Let's see what you guys got going on in the comments here. We got our brother Patrick Hughes. What's up, Mafia? What's up, Pat? Good to see you, brother. My boy Corey Blaine. What's up, Mafia? My boys in the K-Gun. Some good things, even though we lost. Can't wait for the regular season and the Rager. That is right. I really want to talk about the Rager tonight, and we'll bounce back and forth from it. But really quick, what my boy Corey is talking about, and this is going to be his first Rager ever. Also, my dude Patrick Hughes' first Rager ever. We host a regular season Rager. It's like a big tailgate to kick off the season right here in the Finger Lakes at Reinvention Brewing in Shortsville, New York, Manchester. It is September 6th, Saturday, September 6th. So usually it ends up falling on Labor Day weekend. This year, my band has a wedding to play of a very, very close friend of ours. So I got to do that. We actually pushed it back a week. So it's the Saturday before week 1. And man, it is a great time. We have a ton of raffles. We have a ton of shows, live streams, live streams. You can go up and talk to the people. BWO, Buffalo World Order, our boys Pat and Corey. I don't think Buffalo Spartan can make it. I'm really hoping that he pulls through a miracle and shows up because he's always the best time. But Pat and Corey, they're going to be kicking that off. We got Ryan Thomas from the Thomas Takes Sports podcast. We got Circle the Wagons, our boy Nate. And of course, you got us right here, man. So come hang out. It is an amazing time. When you pay your entry fee, you're automatically entered to win a door prize, and it's always the dopest. And we got some really cool stuff kicking back, really cool stuff donated to us. We got vendors, we got all sorts. It's great. We got Retro Taco. It's great. Reinvention releases their Super Fanatics beer. It's a day, man. All you guys that have been there in the comments, please let everybody know what's up, man. The biggest part of it is we're raising money for our boy, friend of the show, Mr. Mark Maddox, and his Help One Foundation. Our 5th year running with this, Mark has confirmed he is going to be at Reinvention for the regular season Rager on September 6th. So if you haven't ever met Mark, he is the most amazing person and just so gracious and so friendly and funny. Literally just one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Totally willing to talk football, totally willing to take pictures and do all that great stuff. And loves this area. Has come up. This will be his 3rd time coming up for the Rager. So we're excited, man. If you haven't met Mark, if you haven't met a professional football player, make Mark your first one. And if you've met him before, come meet him again, man. He's the dopest, the best. So, yeah, mark that on your calendar. September 6th, 1 to 7, we're going. We have in years past done like 3 to 9. And we think it pushes a little too late. If we hit it at 7, we can still hang out. The brewery's open. So I think, packing up and hanging out with all you guys a little bit, that'd be great afterwards too. So come say hi, get in on some of the raffles. It's a great time. Absolutely great time. We got my boy, Uncle James. What's up, Mafia? What's up, Uncle James? Good to see you, brother. We got Doug. What's up, everyone? Time for the best part of Tuesday. Let's go. Hell yeah, Doug. Doug and his son, man, they show up to the Rager too. They're always good for winning something, I feel like. So it's a great time. Uncle James says K-Gun's better than Taco Tuesday. Man, I love this show. I love you guys. Tacos are pretty great, man. I'll put them right there, even head-to-head. Head-to-head, for sure. Patrick, now unless you watch K-Gun with tacos. Yeah, absolutely. Or a cold one, whatever you got. We got Cookie. What's up, everybody? What's up, Cookie? We got Kathleen Carlson. Go Bills. Absolutely. Hell yeah. Corey Blaine over under did Jerry mow his yard today. I love it. Yo, if you're new to the show, Jerry usually talks about mowing his yard every single time. Like it's a yard report. Anytime I'm like, well, what's up, Jerry? How's it going? He says, I mowed my yard today, or I didn't get to mow my yard today. So with the drought that we're having up here in the Finger Lakes, he probably didn't have much to mow anyway. So, but yeah, it's a good over-under, man. Side bet. I like it. We got our guy, John Johns. Finally, football is upon us. Hello, my Mafia family. Hell yeah, John Johns. What is up? Yo, we got right around 300 of you tuning in now. If you could, share it around. Tag your buddies. Tag your uncles, your aunts, your cousins. Don't tag your ex-wife. Or tag her, I guess. I don't care. I'll probably make fun of her if you want me to. I definitely will if you want me to. Let's spread it around, man. This show works because of you guys, so appreciate it. Uncle James Swank, I heard you're looking for a drummer. I play a mean cowbell, just saying. Yeah, I play in a band called the Endless Mountain Derelicts. If you didn't know, a lot of you guys come out to shows. Appreciate all of you. Yeah, unfortunately, my good friend Jay is the drummer of the band. That's not the unfortunate part. The unfortunate part is he has to leave after our CD release show in September, which is the weekend after the Rager. Actually, I put on a huge 2-day benefit over at Crafty Ales and Lagers in Phelps. We raise a ton of money for Galisano Children's Hospital music therapy program. And it's 13 bands over 2 days, tons of raffles, good times. The Reed boys are going to be there. It's great. So both weekends, make it, just hang out in the Finger Lakes from the Rager all the way through Music for Mom. It'll be great. Yeah, thank you guys too for everybody that shared the drummer post that I did. It's caught wildfire, and we've got a ton of applicants. And if you're a drummer and you're into being in the Finger Lakes and playing some rowdy ass music, hit me up on Messenger. Corey's getting specific. Jerry shows at 9:12. Wow, I like it. I like it. That's a confident man right there. The amazing Lisa Johns. Hey guys, what's up, Lisa? Like I said, man, Reed Boy should be joining anytime. We're doing over-unders. Scott's got 5.5 minutes to hit his line. I think I said under. I'm going under. I got faith in him. He's going to be here before. If he doesn't this week, then I'm done. I'm done with it. Jerry, I'm going over the 9. I gotta stay with it, man. We got our guy Kevin Swank. Go Bills. What's up, Kev? Good to see you, brother. Lise, that's such a bummer. Such a bummer, but good luck with your surgery. Don't worry. We'll make it up and we'll meet up with you, and we'll be thinking of you for sure. We'll do something in your honor. The amazing Paulette Brown. Good evening, my Mafia family. Let's go, Buffalo. Hell yeah. What's up, Paulette? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. The beautiful and amazing Ellen Lartz planning to be at the Rager to celebrate the beginning of the Bills season. Let's go, everyone. Absolutely. Ellen's been at a couple, I don't know how many Ragers it's been now. At least 3, right? Ellen, how many have you been to? We got to meet Paulette last year at the Rager as well. It was awesome. Lisa Johns. Hope you feel better after surgery. Absolutely. That's on you if you tag whoever you're talking about. Corey boy. What's up, Lonnie? How's it going? Lonnie Cook in the comments. All right, you guys are killing it as always. Wanted to say really fast here. We are part of the Buff Fan Base Network. Super proud to be. Also sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com. See what Del Reed and the gang got cooking up. The best, hottest trends. I mean, something happens in Bills Mafia, and literally that day, there is a shirt commemorating it that looks dope coming out of 26 Shirts. So go check it out. The proceeds directly benefit a family in Western New York that is in need. So it's a win, 22 wins. Check them out, 26shirts.com. Guys, we played the game. Football is back. Football is back, and I want to hit a bunch of stuff here, and we're going to try and roll through it organically. If you have questions, if you have takes, I want to hear all of them. We throw up all the comments. There's no super fan charge. There's no nothing. This is your show as much as it's our show. So please, if you got a take, I want to hear it. Let's try and stay on topic, put together a nice little package of a show tonight, shall we? Absolutely. Here we go. We're talking about Week 1 preseason against the New Jersey Jets. Big old Dable come back into town, and we lost. I don't know. Does anybody really care about that? Does anybody care that we lost particularly? I mean, I think it probably pisses us off internally somewhere, even if it's in subconscious level. Like, I never want to see the Bills lose, and I always want to see this depth come out and just destroy any other depth in the NFL. But the win-loss, I don't know. I think it's more important that we're seeing depth players get reps. So I was pumped on some of what I saw. I want to know what you guys thought. Alan says this is going to be Rager number 4. Awesome. That's great. Kevin, yes, it usually is. I was just explaining that the band's got to play a wedding of a close family friend, so we had to move it back a week. We'll see what's up depending on how it goes this year. If people like Labor Day weekend as opposed to this weekend or vice versa, chime in and let us know. I think a lot of people, we put it in that date originally because we didn't want to interfere with what was going on in Buffalo. A lot of the super fans and a lot of people were in Buffalo celebrating, I think, the week before. And then the week after, it's like you're kind of getting ready for the whole football season to start. It's like that weekend. So we tried to stay away from that this year. This is the way it fell. If you guys got any input, we'd love to hear it. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing all you guys at the Rager, man. This is awesome. Mary Jane Brown Hughes, what happened to Dawkins? I guess I'm not super sure what you're referring to. If you're talking about the game, he wasn't in a ton. I can tell you Let's see here. I'm looking at the stats. I don't even see a snap count for him. I mean, as far as I know, everything's cool. Hit me with it in the comments if not. Paula, I was at the game, but I really didn't care about the game, but they could have done better, and it's going to be a great season. Yeah, absolutely. Some of the bright spots that I saw, how about Shavers? Shavers is that darling, and we've been warning you on the show a little bit about how, we always have this training camp darling in Buffalo. We really don't need it anymore, I don't think. I think it's fun to do. I think it's fun to root for people, absolutely anybody in the red, white, and blue. And everybody likes an underdog short story or a long shot, or everybody liked Shavers a lot when he came in, and he's had a rough couple seasons to start with the injury bug and not quite making the roster, the 53-man, right? So to see a kid come in that had that big one catch for a 65-yard touchdown last season, and that to be his only stat line in a regular season game for last year, to coming into this preseason game, 2 receptions, 70 yards, that's pretty killer. That's pretty killer for a guy that we're all rooting for. So he was a big, bright spot for me. Also, I really I love Ty Johnson. I love him to death. And I think that he is one of those guys that would more easily step into a James Cook role if that was a situation we needed to worry about. Transitioning real quick to that, James Cook practiced today. He was out there. He was in it. It seems like now things are actually a little closer than they were. Buff fan base, Justice and Mook, they have reported that there's a source that said all along James Cook and his team has been looking for $15 million a year. That has been the number. Now they are not looking for that. And it could have something to do with that big deal that happened out in LA, right? That wasn't as much money for the running back out there as maybe Jimbo thought. And with him settling, maybe that's kind of churned the water a little bit to be like, okay, well, maybe we're not going to get this much money. But it is just great to see him participating, to be out there with his teammates. I think that it bothered him as much as it bothered all of us as fans. You know what I mean? So I want to believe that Jimbo's content, whether that means, all right, I'm just going to play out the contract that I have, knowing that there's not going to be an extension or not expecting an extension, or, hey, we're close on a deal. I'll show you that I'm the teammate that I know I am. And hopefully just wreck stuff this year and for the next 4, whatever. How many years would you guys want him? 3, 4 years, whatever. What we got here? John Roberts said, not sure he danced away from his interview pertaining to Dawkins. So, he was hurt today at practice. Okay. I've been dealing with some family stuff today, so I really haven't even dove into a whole lot other than just skimming them top 50 Twitter posts here about 2-3 hours ago. So, Lisa, didn't we lose all preseason games last year and look how we finished? Yeah, I mean, it's not that important to McDermott. I think for McDermott, he wants to see the competitiveness. He wants to see the depth shine. He wants the guys to compete and to hit and to get some reps and to come out healthy, and knock on wood, I think, we did all right on that aspect here for this game. If you took the under for Scott showing up with the 845.5, you've lost like I have. So here's to the over. Again, we got that flat line for my boy Jerry. I'm still going over at 9, but we'll see. Maybe he'll hit it. He's got 10 minutes. Here we go. The amazing Debbie Emberton. Hey, Mafia, go Bills. Hell yeah. John, Shavers look good as a deep threat. Absolutely. I really like him. Like I said, I like his story. I just don't think that, with all the competition on this team, we really need like those deep Christian Wade cut kind of like characters anymore. Like we don't need like those drought league training camp darlings to kind of hold on to and to like be like, man, maybe this is our diamond in the rough. I want that. I really do want that. I just think like with what we have now, we don't need it as much. I welcome it. I want whoever is the best guy to suit up and play on Sunday. That is what I want. Absolutely. And I don't care if that's Shavers or if that's Curtis Samuel or if that's Keon Coleman or I don't care. Hamler, any of these guys, like whoever's the best, that's who I want out there. And I think we probably feel the same way, right? Like, I don't know. And Brandon Beane's a guy that's never shied away from not like he doesn't have a huge ego like that. I think obviously he wants all of his picks to hit, but I don't think he has a huge ego about like, okay, you were picked in the 6th round, but we took this corner in the 1st round. We got to play this corner. If that was the case, Kyrie Elam wouldn't like he'd be starting, right? Just so that Bean could be right about what he did. Right. I don't know. I think there's no ego like that. I think it is literally and truly whoever is the best guy is on the field. And I love that. Brad Robbins punted great in the first preseason game. Absolutely, man. I agree. I'm glad he got that do-over on that one, in like the 3rd quarter. Seemed like he kicked it a little short, and then he gave it a little more boot after that. So I'm good with it. I like him. It's great. On top of that, man, we did have a Ray Davis extra point sighting, which everybody was crazed about, right? Like, I don't know. It was so funny hearing Coach talk about Ray Davis and how, they asked him if he knew about the kicking or whatever. And he was like, yeah, like everybody knows because Ray's told them basically like that he can kick. And then to see him come in and drill one through, man, that was awesome. I thought it was a great time, man. That's what the preseason's about, right? That's what makes it fun to me. Yeah, absolutely. Paulette Ty Johnson is awesome, but what's going on with Cook? Yeah, we kind of hit that. I think, like I said, I think he's settling out. I think the waters are starting to calm. And, in all reality, like we're 3.5 weeks away from a game, like a real game, a big game. Like that Ravens Sunday night football game is serious. Like that counts. Like, and we know it. So yeah, I think Jimbo's probably got that in the back of his mind too. And I don't know how players feel about this. I know, Mark comes on and he talks about it too, and I agree. And it's a really great insight. But like, he says players got to make their money while they can make their money. Careers aren't long and they can get cut short. And especially for running backs, man, that's something I think the union really needs to attack is like how running backs are treated out the gate. I know you can't give them a crazy hefty first contract, like a rookie contract. Usually that doesn't happen unless you're picked in like the 1st round. But even then, you're not getting like Saquon Barkley money until you prove yourself over and over and over again. And I think, I don't know, it seems like that position, maybe it needs to be balanced out. There needs to be a new approach, I think, to how running backs are appreciated and paid. But that's just me. Yeah, Ray Davis didn't know he could kick. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. John Johns, I thought all the running backs all look good. Yeah, man. I agree. I will tell you that I wish that Ray would have popped a little bit more, especially like with this James Cook cloud looming, like as it was on Saturday. I really wanted like Ray to just like cut some. He didn't look like, I don't know if maybe he didn't have like the right cleats on. Actually, I saw a couple players slipping around or something. Maybe it's just the yips from the first action here. He's only a 2nd-year player, but I really wanted to see him plant his foot and just take off for, a couple like, 7-yard runner or something like that, would have been great. But, you know, I thought he looked good. And like I said, Ty Johnson looked good. Frank Gore Jr. looked great. And that's really inspiring, I think. They know how to pick these depth running backs that seem to hang around. Even Evans, man. Evans is fun. And it's nice to see him hanging back in the mix again. We got Buffalo Spartan. Sorry I'm late. I was doing a Bears podcast. Mafia, mount up! What up, Spartan? Glad to hear it. Listen, if you haven't yet, checked out our brothers over at Buffalo World Order. That's Buffalo Spartan. That's Corey. That is Patrick. They do some football. They do some wrestling. It's a fun time, man. Super proud of those guys and stoked to see that people are going and hanging out and checking them out. So go check it out. They actually had Penal Ron on last week. Awesome episode. Go check it out. Patrick, quick question. Is the whole Cook hold-in just a part of Hard Knocks just so the show can have some drama? Nah, I don't think so. You know, I think that Jimbo is like more serious about his money. I think he said as much. And now, again, he just came out and said that he wants to be a Bill. He wants to play here. It's a place that drafted him. Like, he likes the coaches. He wants to be here. I really think this is a lot more about agents and the business side of things. And I think James's demeanor comes across like kind of whatever, but I just think he's quiet. I've said it on the show before. I just think he's a quiet dude. I think he carries himself the way he carries himself. I think the team loves him. I don't know. I think messages can get misconstrued because we want him to be here. We want him to be happy. We want him to play for whatever the Bills are willing to give him, right? Like, we have a hard time letting go of players. And that's not a bad thing. It's just like something that I think we as a fan base and the media especially create things that are in a different light than how players actually perceive them. I think there's a very like clear line between the business and the game. That's my opinion. John Johns, now I need to get a Davis jersey. Absolutely. Brandon Bean has never signed an RB past their rookie contract. Yeah, and I would say that's good business. But James Cook, a lot of touchdowns, a lot of production. You know, it's that swinging pendulum that goes back and forth with him as far as, you know, all the touchdowns. And then he's only a 2-down back. And then, you know, he can't block. And there's just the running back market, all this stuff. There's first time for everything. You know, we'll see. I literally don't think I'd be surprised whether they let him walk or whether they signed him to something reasonable. You know, what reasonable is, that's what's up for debate, right? I would absolutely think 13 is the highest. And I don't know how comfortable I'd be giving him that. You know what I mean? I would love a prove it season for Cook. Yeah. He really has come on like in the last 2 seasons, and last season being his best season, right? So I don't know. The thing is, the shelf life for running backs it's short. So I'm sure he wants to get paid too, Uncle James. I just don't know. Paulette brings it up right here. If you have the under for Jerry, he's got 1.5 minutes. Oh, wait, I should check. I got a message right here. Oh, Scott says he's coming in. We're going to have Scooter joining us here shortly. Paulette wants to know what we think about the 2 quarterbacks. That is a big competition right now between Mitchie Tribbs and Mike White. Very, very comparable numbers. I will say this, man. I was not stoked about Mitch Trubisky's first 2 drives. I wanted to see him execute, or the offense in general execute better, because when you were looking out there, yes, Josh Allen is not out there. Khalil Shakir is not out there, but they had, Spencer Brown, James Cook. I'm going through like all these guys being like, oh yeah, this guy. But the foundation of who they had out there, I felt like, man, they should be able to run the ball. pretty well, and they should be able to give Mitch a little bit of time to make some completions. And those first 2 series, I was just like, ugh, man. And then I started getting the Mike Whites in the back of my head, like, well, let's go. Like, let's see what Mike White has. He's got a big arm. You know, we've talked about all that on the show and stuff too. But Mitch he's just got a little bit more experience. He's got a little bit more savvy, I feel like. I don't know. I will say this, after those first 2 series, Mitch looked great. Let's see. Stat lines, 9-13, 138 yards, and a tutty. Guys, big guest coming on the show right now. Oh my God, it's Scooter Magooter. Did you do that on purpose? Did you see what I was wearing and put that
I
on?
may have.
Scoot being a twin, he just loves to twin everything with everybody. Guys, so happy. So happy. Oh man, I gotta see when you popped in.
Exactly 9 o'clock.
It was exactly, well, I gave him the 9:30 for the
okay.
under, so
I think we got it.
well, that was for Jerry. You were 8:45 again.
Oh,
Practice went late.
yep, of course. Yep.
Well, Scooter, tell him hi and say what's up, and I missed you. How's it going?
Missed you too. Missed everyone. Guys, this won't last long. Soon the practices will stop at 8, and I'll be able to make it in time. But right now, the little guys, they're doing 2.5-hour practices. Can't complain, but can't complain. It is what it is. They tackled today, which is fun. But I'm glad to be here talking some Bills football. We have week 1 under our belts in the preseason. We got another one coming. Lots of news, obviously. Can't wait to talk about it. Good to be here, though. Cheers to everyone.
Hell yeah.
Not covering any labels today. Straight up Coors Light. I need to hydrate.
Nice. Yeah, man. We're just jabbering on. I did a little thing about the Rager. We talked a good amount about that. And then we are in the depths of the preseason week 1 game. Talked a lot about Jimbo. James practiced today.
He did.
Seems to see like some of this drama might be washed away. But right now, where we're at, Paulette was asking about this quarterback competition, and I was just talking about how Mitchie Tribbs had me shaken and pissed for those first 2 series, and then I calmed down a little bit, and he threw 9-13, 138 yards and a tutty. Then Mike White came out, and I'm like, well, maybe Mike White's going to light the world on fire against these threes. And he came out the same way. 2 series that were garbage, and then 8-13, 112, and 2 touchdowns. So What do you think, man? You're the quarterback guy. Which one of these 2 does anybody have the edge right now?
I give Mitch the edge because he played against that. I know it's preseason, but that defensive line for the New York Giants is a really good front 7. So I'm going to give him the edge because they did play against the number 1s for a bit. You got to remember, Coach McDermott, he's not going to show much. There's not much of a tell. He's going to play basic football. I mentioned this in the stream, guys, in the group message there, Swank. The difference between good teams and bad teams. Good teams go out there to find out who they have as far as basics. If you could do basics good and run this offense well, you're going to make the team. The Giants, on the other hand, they took advantage of these young guys and threw screens. This is why the Giants pick first every year and second, because they're more worried about winning the football game by throwing screens and taking advantage of these aggressive young bucks than actually learning about their players. So I think the Giants.
That's Dable's ego. I thought the same exact thing. He walked in there and he was whatever, and he was giving his little hand gestures when McDermott took that timeout at the end. He wanted to come in and win that game for whatever dumb reason. And it's good. I think it's good. I'm glad they ran all those screens because the Bills need to practice the shit out of that.
Yeah, especially with young defensive ends. But to go back to your original question, Swank, I do give the upper hand to Trubisky. I thought he looked well. I think it's his right now.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I think he impressed me moving outside of the pocket. They changed I think a lot of what you were saying about the game plan, obviously they're not going to show a lot, but the third series, you got these guys getting through the line, some blitzes coming through. Those were quick. Stuff was picking up. He was moving the pocket. He was getting the ball out. He looked good. He looked like he could handle it. When they went up tempo, Mitchie was on it. So I was stoked about it.
Yep.
We got a question here from the beautiful Ellen Lartz. Anybody know what happened to Balin Spector? Yes, he got cut. He's unfortunately just been hurt a whole lot, and I think they needed bodies that could play, and maybe they were sick of waiting on Balin, unfortunately. The guy they picked up, starts with C,
Cheo?
something like that. He showed out. He had like 3 tackles or something. Like he did a really good job at the time that he had. They were calling his name left and right at the end of the game. So,
Charlo.
yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's special teams too. He did well in special teams, and that's where you're going to earn a spot here on this Buffalo Bills team. Swank, like you said, Balin was an injury. There's an injury settlement going on, but that's why he's off the team.
I mean, you go to safety and talk about this. Did you see these comments that McDermott had about our young second-year safety?
Uh-oh. No.
They asked where he was at and if they thought he was ready to take over that, or where he was, I guess, in his development. And McDermott kind of put it right out there that he isn't where he needs to be. And unfortunately, his availability has been lacking because of the injuries, and that he needs to do a lot. Nothing is guaranteed between now and the season, basically.
Damn.
So put that right there. You guys could be looking at the same duo that we had at safety last year, which I don't think a lot of people are super stoked on. But
Hamlin in a preseason game got beat. I mean, he wasn't covering his zone a bunch of times, so that's concerning. I think that was something that had been a problem in the past, but I'm reading it right now, Swank, getting short on time, dealing with a quadriceps injury. So, man, why? What the hell? I'd say it, but
it'd be a waste. And maybe that was just something to be a soundbite to put it in his ear that things change, and whatever. Some of that stuff you can't help, but man, it seems like these kind of guys, if they start getting hurt early in their career, it just starts to snowball, and they're always hurt.
Early young reps is very important in this Bills organization. If you're not getting them, they're going to find someone to take over those reps. And the way the Bills draft, the way the Bills bring in free agents, Derek Forrest from Washington, very well could step in for Bishop, and Bishop may lose his opportunity, and that would really suck. But hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Yep, that's it. This is not for long league, right? Not for long.
Yep.
Let's see what else we got here, man. Getting back to a little James Cook. I'm catching up on comments now.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie says pay him or trade him. I agree. And he'd rather have White as a backup. I'd like to hear why, man. Is it just the arm, or is it just something new because we've seen so much of Mitchie Tribs and you're not sold? How many games do you think we could win if, like, I don't even want to say why he'd be in, but if Mitch played 6 games, what are you expecting him to win?
Depends on what part of the season it is, but win half of them. I think you could do that.
I think that's all you ask of a backup, right? If they can go 50-50, you're good.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it. Oh, let's see. John, Buffalo Joe looked great also. Yeah, man, I love him. He is fantastic. I wanted to break in real quick here and say, if you took the over for Jerry at 9.5, you have won infinitely. If you said no show, you're in the money, baby. You're absolutely in the money. Jerry cannot join us tonight, so here we are. You got the better part of the triplet crew anyway, I guess, Jerry's a very good dad, and he's got the whole football thing, man. The little peewee football stuff. That's what's going on here in the Reed land, I think.
Yep. We force it upon our kids. So
living your glory days through your kids. I love it.
Yep.
That's not the way we did it back in the day. Real quick, it is 9:10, guys. We are part of the Buff Fan Base Network. Super proud to be, and also sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com. See what the Reed and the gang got going on over there. They just put out a kicking related shirt for Ray Davis, and
Of course they did.
He retweeted it and was like, "How do I get one of these?" Ray did. Yeah. So
Come on, Ray, you know how to do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he hasn't got the Del Reed hookup yet. Like Del would go over there with a fistful of them, a box full of them for him probably.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty funny.
But that Buffalo Joe take you just had, he did look good. He looked great. He was stuffing the run. He's an undersized linebacker, as the Bills like to tend to draft and bring in. But he stuffed the run. He took on the blocks very like stoutly, handled his own, and I'm actually excited for him. It looked good. If we weren't spoiled with the fact that Milano's playing really well right now and Bernard will be out there, we deserve that. Andreessen looks pretty sharp. Not a bad backup right now.
Yeah, I love it. Other than that, Joey Bosa flashed. We do a little lightning round here so we can kind of move on.
Yeah.
Anybody? Who else? Who else did you like?
Bosa did good against a rush. Obviously, Russell Wilson was getting the pass off quick, but Bosa was there every time. And versus the run, guys, this is the difference. Versus the run, he was getting contained, falling down that line quick, and making some tackles inside the tackles. So Bosa looked sharp for sure.
Yes, sir. Any other names that stood out to you?
Trey White looked like a young player versus in the zone and looked like an older player in man. Hopefully, obviously, we know McDermott's going to play according to who he has out there. But Trey White looked good out there for sure. That knee does not look like it's bothering him. But man-to-man defense is hard. It's reaction more than it is anything. So I'm happy to see him out there. He will be day one starter, I believe, because I don't think Maxwell will be ready.
Yeah, we'll have to see, man. It's creeping up here quick. 3 weeks.
Yep.
3 weeks.
Holy cow.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. Yeah. Let's move on, man. Let's keep her cooking.
Okay.
As they say. And we'll look forward to this week against the Bears, going to Chicago for our week 2 preseason game. That was the last preseason game ever to be played in Highmark Stadium, by the way. So no more. That is gone. That is one thing that is never to become back again from.
I did not even think about that until you just said it, Swank. So yeah. Son of a bitch. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that, man.
And just so everybody knows, the Bills, I believe, went 0-16 in the 4 years that they made the Super Bowl in the playoffs. So playoffs don't matter.
Absolutely.
Cheers. Or preseason doesn't matter. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Judy says, hey, yeah, all Bills Mafia from Florida here. Yeah, what's up, Judy? Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome.
Debbie, knock on wood that Trey has a full season this year. Absolutely. That would be awesome. Jamie's asking the good Dr. Bruce. I don't know if I saw Dr. Bruce in the comments yet about Harrison to see if he's okay. Dr. Bruce, let us know if you're here.
Yep.
Dr. Bruce, your only hope. Moving on here to Chicago. I don't care about the Bears. The Bears seem like a very big hot mess right now. Almost on the same level as the Miami Dolphins. Everything I've heard from both of those camps is it's just like horrible, like just disarray and whatever. So focusing on us,
yep.
Scott, what is the thing? What is the position group? What are the players? Who are you watching on Sunday? Sunday at 1, right? Is that the game?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm going to go offense, I'm really intrigued about the Elijah Moore pickup and then what Shavers is doing. I know totally different positions. I believe Shavers is more of a Z or X outside wide receiver, whereas Elijah Moore might be more of Shakir's backup. But Shavers made a name for himself, I believe, showed that he could do a lot of the good stuff. And he's in a tough spot because unless the Bills keep 6, it's gonna be very interesting. So I think he needs to show up on special teams. But I'm liking what I'm seeing out of him. And obviously Elijah Moore, I'm not sure about where he stands right now on this roster. When Josh comes out for a couple plays, maybe in the third game, if Elijah comes out with him and plays those plays, I believe that he's a lock for the spot. But until then, as excited as we were for Elijah Moore, I want to see him out there. I want to see him stretch the field. I want to see him get open and all that stuff. But I think that's up in the air still for offense.
If we're looking at our lads, your boy Shavers is wide receiver 2 behind Josh Palmer right now, listed on that site. Keon Coleman is 1 for the X there. Curtis is behind him. Khalil, Shakir, and Elijah Moore as the 2 for the slot. So
makes sense to me.
Yeah,
I would have Shavers have it at number 6 right now, and the Bills generally carry 5. So we'll see how important that spot is.
I tell you what, man, Chenault looked good returning. I thought
did.
he looked strong returning, and that might be a bid for that 6th wide receiver. I thought he looked better than Codrington. I thought he looked better than damn near anybody else returning the ball. He's a big body and just bruising through. I think that's kind of what this team needs right now.
Yeah, he's not going to be nicked and tackled. He's going to break tackles and go through those arm tackles. So I think he does have the advantage. And again, I said it in the beginning when I came in, special teams is going to be a spot that's going to be determined how this roster fills out. But I am a fan of Laviska Shenault. I was when he first came out. But we shall see. We shall see how that works out. The Tyrell Shavers thing, guys, if he's doing what he's doing now and we don't plan on utilize him, he was on the practice squad last year. He may be someone for, God forbid, something happens to anybody else's 2 or 3 or 4 wide receiver in this preseason, maybe trade bait.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think I want to see all these guys healthy, and I just want to see what it really is. Like, that's what I want. Like, I don't know. I feel like we haven't seen the door open yet, and it's just, it's kind of killing me. I think, we talked a lot about Shavers before he came on the show, and, he had a great game. He is that training camp darling that we've been talking about for weeks and weeks that we don't really need, but it's nice to have, and all that. So, I don't know. It'd be really nice to see him make this roster. Also, he's a tall, physical guy, and he can stay the field. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll take another one of them guys. No problem.
And that's the tough part. I mean, I'm with you. I think for sure. Yep.
Going to the other side of that, man, Elijah Moore, a lot of people are kicking up dust about him not showing out as much as Shavers. Maybe it's because Shavers had that game that he had. Maybe it's because Elijah's been nicked up or whatever. But I think a lot of people expected a lot more out of him in training camp as well as whatever. I don't know. Did he even get any snaps?
No pun intended. They expected a lot more.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking with this is that Shavers was out there. They let him go deep. They did a lot of that for him to see what they had in him. And we could see that he could track down the ball deep perfectly fine. The Elijah Moore thing, it may be a situation where the Buffalo Bills know what they have in him, so they're not going to put him out on tape.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of ways you could take it. Remember, we didn't see Bernard in that whole preseason the year he started and put all pro numbers up. So it'll be interesting to see if they're actually hiding more and just trying to show off Shavers, but only Bean knows and that organization knows, but we're here to speculate, right?
Mm-hmm. We are indeed. I did want to talk about another receiving group. The tight ends, man. Tight ends struggled after Knox. The roster looked pretty bad. Lots of drops. I don't know. I felt like it kept going between Davidson and Sokol, like drop.
Even Hawes had a drop.
Yeah, Hawes had a drop. It just was like, man, who do we have behind the 2 guys that we know we have, which even Kincaid we want to see more from, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Knox with his catch of that really low behind him ball for a touchdown, that was great. Whatever.
That normally would be a Knox drop.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, he only yeah, that's it.
But I'm with you on that. I am. Every time I was yelling at the TV screen because that was one of the positions I was paying attention to. I was like, this is the time to take that step above the person below you. And all 3 tight ends were dropping balls.
Yeah.
And all 3 tight ends offer something different. Davidson is that tall, lengthy David Nelson type tight end that could be a red zone presence, and Hawes is that 3rd down 6th lineman that could block. They all 3 had their opportunities, and they just set it to the side. So it'll be interesting to see that matchup this week because they're looking for it. They're looking for number 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now they got Hawes sitting in that spot, so we'll see what happens. Flipping over to the defensive side of things really quick. Who are you keeping an eye on there this week?
More of that rotation. Obviously Hoyt came out. Epinesa was present a lot. It'd be interesting to see if Bosa comes in, and I think he showed enough. Honestly, I think Bosa showed enough. So now it's going to be get that rookie out there in Jackson. Let's see what Hoyt has as well. To me this week, Jackson looked kind of stiff. I know he's got a high RAS score. He's very athletic. I think the cerebral part of it is, I would have thought it was there because he seemed like a really smart player, but maybe the nerves got the best of him. But he seemed really stiff. So to answer your question, if I'm going to point out what player I'm looking at this week, it would be Landon Jackson. I want to see him stop the run, contain the edge, and maybe create some quarterback pressures. But looking as stiff and as slow as he did this past week was not concerning yet for me.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's like a classic case of a rookie getting his legs under him, right? I wouldn't write him off. I think he just seems like he's got a really high motor and he's an intelligent football player. And as soon as the speed starts to slow down and the playbook starts to get just imprinted, I think he'll start to make more plays. And yeah, absolutely. I'm looking for that from him this week. He was number one on my list on the defensive side of things because he just got so much shit from everybody for not showing out. And it's nuts trying to keep track of all the names on that defensive line, like with the rotation, with the bodies that they have and who you're trying to like watch. It's nuts. That interior defensive line as well. I mean, the tackles, man, I just want to keep seeing more. I cannot get enough Walker. I want to see that dude out there all the time, man. I love his presence out there. And he got a nice pressure, and that was sweet. But same thing, Sanders. I like watching that. It's fun.
Yeah, that Deion Walker, the size that he is, and there's like, oh, there's our run stuffer, and then you see him just push someone to the side to create pressure and tip the ball. It's like this guy,
run stuffer, yeah.
Yeah, this guy might be something special once he understands his defense fully, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about safety since it's come up. Cam Lewis saw out field time, played the way Cam Lewis does, and I love that. What are you thinking about your guy Forrest? Hancock, Forrest?
I think it's up in the air. If Bishop is not obviously what McDermott was talking about, Forrest could be someone that could step up and take over that spot. Cam Lewis, I think he's always going to be that guy that is either providing a nickelback situation, maybe even a corner. He's that utility knife that I think he'll be on the roster. I think he's one of those guys you can utilize anywhere. But I think that's one of the matchups we're going to see this week. Is Jordan Hancock the guy that's going to take over, or is it Derek Forrest, rookie versus veteran? That's a fun matchup for sure.
Absolutely. You also got Dorian Strong back there. You were a big fan of these rookie corner safeties that were coming in.
Yep.
So a lot of fun to see.
Well, the thing is Dane Jackson suffered quite a bit, so it'll be interesting. I mean, he gave up a lot of open catches, and it's nice to see the vet come in, but these rookies, I think, will earn a spot on the roster. I think he'll be out, so we'll see Jordan Hancock, Dorian Strong, it's kind of weaseling their way in there for sure.
I think you're going to see a lot more Ingram. I'm surprised that Dane is ahead of him on the depth chart, to be honest. I thought they liked him a lot last year. And made some plays early on in the season when he had to come up. So that'll be interesting, man. A lot to think about. Guys, it's 9:24. Paulette's calling for overtime. We're not quite there yet, and I don't think we're going to reach it tonight. I think we're going to get right on 9:30. But we'll see what happens, I guess.
Jared had that who am I that he wants me to go ahead and throw
that
out
was
there.
The next thing that I was going to tell, but if he wanted that, he probably should have
pawning it off to us.
Yes, there was a Tuesday trivia. Who's the man? Jerry puts them out every week. And if you tune in right here on this show right now, we will reveal the answer. Can you please give the clues, Mr. Scott Reed?
Yeah. No, this is a fun thing that Jerry does. It is, I am the first NFL Hall of Famer to play my entire career, start to finish, in the American Football League. That's the one question he's going to get. The first NFL Hall of Famer to play my entire career in the AFL, never the NFL. The Buffalo Bill, obviously.
Throw your answers right there in the comments if you got them. And then Scooter Magooter's going to give you the answer right here, right now. in like 2 seconds. Corey just says Bill.
Yep. Billy Shaw. You got it, Corey. He was a guard for the Buffalo Bills. Obviously, as Jared mentioned, Hall of Famer, never played in the NFL, only the AFL. One of the Bills' best offensive linemen. It's funny, I'm looking at his size, 6'2". That's a pretty big jet guy for the 60s for sure. But there's a bunch of his autograph helmets and out there and everything. I had one at one time. So
cool.
Billy Shaw.
Billy Shaw. Was there something in the background of Jerry's video that would lend you to believe that it was Billy Shaw? That's what he's been doing. It's like leaving teasers or something in the wall to tell you who it is. It's like that nudie game at the bar where you have to find the differences between the two pictures, kind of.
Yeah, no, he didn't. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know you do.
There's gotta be something. Is that tassel different
on here? Yeah, no.
No,
Billy Shaw is your answer for Who's the Man this week. So thanks for participating. Look out for those every week. We got 603 of you tuning in right now, and appreciate every damn one of yous. I am sending a link to the Rager to the comments right now. If you guys are on Facebook watching this or anywhere really, click on that link, man. Tell us if you're interested or going, and if you hit the 3 little dots at the top right, you can click that and you can invite people there. So if you have a good time and you are interested in coming, or you have came and you just loved it and you want to share the love, please invite people to this thing, because we're trying to make it the biggest one ever. Again, Mr. Mark Maddox confirmed will be there in person. The coolest guy that you will ever meet. Talk football with you, laugh with you, do some war stories. He's just a great guy, and raising money for his charity, the Help One Foundation. Again, our 5th year running for the Rager, our 4th year raising money for the Help One Foundation. And out of those 4 years, Mark's made it to 3. He's coming all the way from Arizona to the Finger Lakes just to hang out with you guys and say thank you for supporting him. So come meet him. It's awesome. He's a great guy. Tell him a little bit more about the Rager.
Yeah, Mark is obviously going to be there. He likes to hang out and talk football. He'll talk life with you too. He'll sign all your autographs, and he's a good guy for sure. But we're also going to have a couple vendors there. We have Retro Taco joining us as the food truck. Tony's Popcorn will be a popcorn vendor for all you guys out there. Great popcorn. They've got some specials out there that are pretty damn tasty. We'll have a merchandise vendor. We're going to have a beanbag toss tournament, and there'll be more information on that. Cornhole, beanbag toss, weasel toss, I know it's called. And of course, Reinvention Brewing, they have the most amazing beer. I'm a fan of their Middle Finger Lakes IPA, but they have a lot more options. And one of the biggest things that they do is release their Fanatics beer during that time, which is a real nice cream ale. So a lot of stuff happening. Red, white, and blue all over the place. Bills fans, you can talk Bills football. And we also have live streams going on. Circling the Wagons, BWO, the Buffalo World Order. RT will be with us from the Thomas Take Sports podcast, and the K-Gun Report will be going live as well. So you'll have live shows, raffles, 50-50s, food trucks, popcorn vendors, all that awesome stuff. Like Swank said, we're trying to grow bigger and bigger. We did great last year, so we're hoping to have a good event. Yeah, we usually have it on Labor Day weekend, so we're hoping that the week after Labor Day weekend, there'll be a lot of more you Bills fans available to us.
We were talking about that earlier because Kevin came on and he said, he was bummed out because usually it's on Labor Day weekend, but he's going to be out of town, out of state for the 6th. And I was saying that, it's my fault. I have a close family friend. The kid's getting married, band's playing, all that stuff. So we switched it, but we'd never really been able to not have it on Labor Day. And all we heard for the previous years was, oh, I'd come if it wasn't on Labor Day. And that doesn't stop hundreds of you from coming through the gates and hanging out. And we appreciate it. But we'll see what happens this year. I said, we'll obviously be it and see what it means for next year. If you like something better than something else, let us know. We want to take all that feedback in. If you'd like to see something there that you haven't seen before or something that would interest you, please let us know. I did Want to run through these raffles and giveaways really quick so you guys know what you're in for. When you purchase your entry, you are automatically entered to win a door prize of Don Beebe signed jersey and cards.
Yep. And
Don,
we'll have it in a nice little shadow box for you too.
Yep. Be presented up. Scooter's gonna use his artistic wares and pin it up like a couple butterflies from 4-H. It'll be awesome. We got a Brad Lamb jersey and football card signed by the great Brad Lamb. We have a Lorenzo Alexander cleat. We got a Gabe Davis jersey signed. All this stuff signed, of course. We got some gift baskets from the Ecklers. My boy Franklin put up a Sublime Pest Control treatment of your house locally here.
I'm bidding for that.
Hell yeah. We got a Bennett 8x10 from our guy, Mr. Paul Rossi, signed. We got a Bryce Paup 8x10 from Mr. Rossi, signed. An Edmonds jersey from Paul Rossi, signed. Paul's a long-time guy. He was one of the only guys that showed up to the first Rager. And it's an amazing story. Awesome dude. And consistently donates every year to the Rager so that we can raise some money for the Help One Foundation. It's pretty awesome. Alec Anderson football from our guy Doug, and a Bills basket from my guy Doug. So there's more stuff probably trickling in. We're going to be giving away shirts, also selling some shirts and stuff like that. So come ready, man. Come ready to hang. And I was telling them too, man, I'm digging the times this year, 1 to 7.
Yep.
Get a nice little day in, and then hopefully pack up and be able to hang and chat and BS as late as we want, you know?
Oh, hell yeah. And Swank, you didn't mention it's $5 to get you in. And it's automatically entered for that door prize. So it's just $5. And yeah, so the money to benefit the Help One Foundation. It's fun. It's a really good time.
Hell yeah. All right, guys, 9:32. We are going to hit you with our final thoughts. Appreciate all of you guys hanging out. Really quick before Scooter Magoo gives you his final thought, I just want to let you guys know for the next 2 weeks, our show is going to be pre-recorded. So please tune in the way that you normally tune in. It's just been crazy trying to schedule the three of us here, especially with the football. I got a couple shows. So those 2 weeks, it'll be pre-recorded. The week before the Rager, we will be live with the three of us coming at you and hyping the Rager as much as possible. Also talking about that week 1 game, Sunday Night Football against the Baltimore Ravens. So just wanted you to be prepared for that. And with that said, I'll turn it over to Scoot Magoo. Scott, give me your final thought.
I like the people watch the preseason game and they turn it on as background noise. Some people watch it and critique it like you wouldn't believe. I love to watch the game because I specifically watch sometimes positions that I normally would not. Pick a couple players, and I'm telling the fans that are watching, if you watch preseason, you're like, well, what am I watching this for? There's a lot of fun reasons to watch some of the preseason. Pick some of the positions and do something you wouldn't normally do in a regular season. Watch a certain position play. Watch the safeties. Watch the linebackers. Just don't watch the play as a whole. Pick some players that you know are on the cusp of making the roster. You'll find that that's really something really fun to do, and you'll have a lot of insight on joining the show and joining the conversation, because that's what we talk about is the potential of players playing on our roster. There are a lot of darlings on this team this year. Fortunately, I think we are at a position where those darlings are just fun to watch in the preseason, and we won't talk about them in the regular season. That's where the Buffalo Bills are. But watch these preseason games. They do matter because people's lives are changing. And again, pick a position and watch it. It's really fun to do it that way. It's a change in the game that you watch, but you might as well do it during the preseason than in the regular season. We'll talk about that on Tuesdays.
Yeah, buddy. I like it. Yeah, guys. Appreciate all of you for tuning in. We're getting real close. This thing's knocking on our door. It seems surreal, actually.
Sneaky.
Yeah, it was like getting into that preseason game. Like it's not that feeling, right? It's not that week 1 feeling, but it's like they're in the stadium, they're dressed, they're snapping the ball. like things are happening. It's only mid-August. It's crazy. But it'll be right here real quick before you know it. So take the time to appreciate it. Take it all in. Hang out with us at the K-Gun Report, man. We'll be doing Sunday sessions before you know it. Jeez, can't believe it. We love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for hanging with us while we got kind of a janky format going on. You guys kill it with the comments. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Don't tell your ex-wife. Come to the Razor. Go Bills.
Go Bills. Love it.
Go